Hello students, Miss Lockhart here. Let's draw a fun unicorn together. Get your pencil and your sketchbook ready. Now don't forget to pause this video if you need to after each step if you would like. The very first step is to do a curve. This is going to be the unicorn's chest, and it's standing up on its hind legs, so its chest is a little bit higher than the middle of the page. It's just like a curve, like a happy face, but on its side. Okay. Now I'm going to start on the unicorn's leg. So it's kind of like an S, but it's a very skinny, thin S line that I've done. I'm going to bring it down at the bottom. So the bottom's a little longer. You can see it's starting to look like a hip or a leg. And then bring the curve to the right and straighten it up and bring it down. This will be the hoof of the horse. I did a curved line at the bottom of the hoof. And then the back of the leg is very, it's a straight line that's parallel. And then follow the curve, that skinny S that you did originally. Follow a similar curve to that. Just bring it out. And don't forget, you can pause the video at any time. Something else you should know, this won't quite look like a horse or a unicorn until we're almost done. Okay, so bring it out, do a curve, that'll be its bottom. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do the lower back of your unicorn and bring it around the curve you just made for its bottom. And we're sketching, which means we're going to do lots of different pencil lines and erase the ones we don't want. Okay, so we did the back leg and the bottom and the lower back and the chest. Now let's move on. Let's go ahead and do the long, luxurious tail. You can kind of create your own tail design, or you can follow along. The tail gets wider the further to the ground it gets, and it's curved lines that are connected. So there is another leg that you don't see very much of, but you do see a little bit of it. So right there, you're going to draw a curved line. It's very similar to that other leg you already drew. You can see it's behind it. So that first leg you drew is overlapping the other leg. So you hardly see the other leg behind it. Anyways, let's move on and go to the upper back. So bring the lower back line up, curve it. Okay. Now we're gonna do, it's almost like the neck and the chin of the horse. So curve that line up and around and back down, close to the chest. And then you're going to do the nose of the horse, which is kind of rectangular, isn't it? It's like a rectangle, but with curved edges, and it's almost rounded too. Now you can see it's beginning to look like a horse or a unicorn. Now I'm going to do the unicorn's actual jaw. It has quite a big curved jaw. Please pause the video if you need. I'm going to erase the lines I don't need here. Now, horses are not the easiest thing to draw, so please don't feel discouraged if it doesn't look exactly like mine. Okay, I'm going to do the ear. It's kind of like the top of a triangle. And then I'm going to go over that triangle again to give it a little bit more dimension to make the ear look realistic. Now I'm going to start with the little fun hair. I love doing unicorn hair. I like to do it really curly. So I'm going to do a bunch of curved lines. Start to do that unicorn hair. This is the very back of the mane or the hair. You can really design yours however you'd like. Since this horse is standing on its hind legs, the hair in the back is a little bit wild because it's standing up and the hair is just kind of flying in the wind. Now I'm going to go ahead and see about that. Let's see here. here? What's next? So I did the hair in the back. Let's bring it up and connect it. So I'm just finishing up the hair with more curved lines. I'll probably end up changing it a little bit too. That's what I love about sketches. Okay, for my favorite part is the unicorn horn. Let's go ahead and do 2 long lines that connect at a point. It's like a very long triangle, and then I do a curved line at the bottom. And then you can do these kind of diagonal curved lines up the unicorn horn to make it look more realistic and to give it texture. Now I'm going to just sort of tidy it up from here and make the hair look more like how I want it. Okay, we definitely need to do the front arms of the horse and some facial features. So let's get started on that. Okay, so I'm doing a diagonal line, I'm doing it light first, coming out from the middle of the chest, up close to the nose of the horse, and then it's going to go down. It's almost like the top of a triangle again, except it doesn't have a point, does it? It's a curve, because it's the knee of the horse. And then do another parallel line to make the shin or the width of the leg. And then let's go ahead and do the hoof. Which is kind of like a triangle also. Or maybe like a Hershey's Kisses. Little candy shape. Okay, now I'm going to do the rest of the leg. Okay, you'll see I will do some erasing. Where you see the chest through the leg, you wouldn't really see that. And look, I'm doing these texture lines because this horse is standing, so it's using all of its muscles in its body. It's a strong unicorn. And there I am erasing the line that you wouldn't really see because the leg is overlapping the chest of the unicorn. Now for the leg that is behind the leg in front. We can't see the whole thing, but we need to draw some of it. So do you see what I've done here? The leg in the back is a little more straightened out. So it's not quite a triangle like the first one. It's more of like a curved line. And remember, you want to do 2 parallel curved lines, which are parallel the lines that are side by side. They're going the same direction. And there's another one of those Hershey Kisses, candies, or unicorn hoof. And again, you can do yours differently, of course. Use your imagination. There is the main body of the horse. Now I'm going to go over some of my lines and add more texture and more detail here to the tail. Let's make that hair look good. I'm going to erase anything I don't need. So I erase the inside line in that hair and a little bit here on the bottom where it's kind of dark. Okay, well, I'm about ready for the last steps, which are the facial features to our beautiful unicorn creature. And it's also standing up on a stand. So this is a statue of a unicorn. So it has a stand that I'll do after the eyes and the nose and the mouth. So look here, I'm starting on the eye. It's a curved line. Now, if you have a favorite way you want to draw your unicorn eye, that's fine too. So I did a curve that is curved upward and then another curve that curves downward. And then they're connected, so it looks like an eye. And then here's the little nose. It's just another curve, like the letter C. And the mouth. It's just a straight line that is pretty close to the chin, the bottom of the nose. Okay, and I did a circle inside the eye. So now for the stand. You could leave your horse like this and maybe draw a different kind of background, but I want it to be on a stand because I want you to know that it's a statue. So instead you could draw it jumping, standing on its hind legs in front of a sunset, or maybe it's on a rock or on the top of a mountain. Okay, so I'm going to start doing the stand that the statue's on. So it's kind of like a really wiggly line that's in a shape of an oval about. So it's kind of like an oval with a wiggly line. And then I have to make sure I'm going to do another line that comes down a little bit further. That represents the height of the stand. So the line we just did was the very top of the stand where the unicorn is standing, and this line is the side of it, which shows you that the stand has a height, or it's got space. It's off the ground a little bit. Okay, well that's about it for this sketch. You can change it up and do some erasing and make some new lines that you might like more. Please do not color this drawing. We're going to color it together. We're going to talk more about these sketches next week too. Okay, well you can see here I'm just going to add some final touches, some texture lines in my stand. And my favorite thing, well, it's not my favorite thing of the drawing, but it's one of the most important things to many drawings, and it's the horizon line. We can't forget the horizon line. Now do you see how the horse looks like it's standing on the ground? The stand, it looks like the unicorn on its stand is on a tabletop instead of just floating in outer space. So that's why horizon lines are so amazing. It gives your subject a ground to stand on, to be on. Okay, well, now our drawing is about done. Please hold on to your sketch and we will work on it some more, and I will explain how we're going to use this sketch in our upcoming week's project next week. Thank you so much for following along. I hope you enjoyed your drawing today.